this family. Feel this family.
Well, it's too early to feel this hungry, but it is lunchtime, 12 noon. Chuck Collier right back after Paul Harvey news and commentary from Chicago with the all-request lunch break and some trivia and some great things to give away from Cleveland's country music station, WGAR.
WGAR FM and AM, Cleveland.
Good afternoon. This is Ken Robinson, WGAR News. It's 80 degrees at 12:01. WGAR meteorologist Tony Pan calls for a high of 86. His exclusive color radar forecast is coming up. Centurion Energy is eliminating 1,900 jobs, including over 600 salaried and management positions. The cuts will affect CEI, but will reduce the company's 1991 rate hike.
I'm counting on you to go out there and to count every single Clevelander and bring every single federal dollar back to this town. Are you with me?
That's Cleveland Mayor Michael White taking part in a census rally. Census workers are to begin going door to door, seeking out people who have not sent in their forms. Melinda Wright of Akron was sentenced to 6 months in jail this morning. Wright was convicted of vehicular homicide in the death of 17-year-old Bucknell High School student Michelle Reynolds. Saturday's Super Lotto jackpot will be at least $20 million. No one had the right digits last night. Color radar weather from meteorologist Tony Pan. A chance of light rain this afternoon, high 86, partly cloudy tonight, low 60. It's 78 degrees in Akron, 80 in Cleveland. I'm Ken Robinson, and you're up to date on WGAR.
This is Ray.
And his little brother, Tommy.
Here again for Ponderosa Steakhouse. And it seems we've gotten some calls.
Well, what? People complaining about your strange accent?
My strange accent? What are you talking about?
I rest my case.
Do you mind if we get back to the subject?
No, go ahead.
Well, we got these calls from people wanting to know if these lunch deals we're talking about at Ponderosa are for real.
You mean they don't believe you can get chopped steak, a baked potato, and the all-you-can-eat grand buffet for only $3.99?
Nope.
That you get waiters and waitresses?
Nope.
That you get real forks, plates, knives?
Nope.
That you can visit the soup, salad, and hot vegetable buffet as many times as you want?
Nope.
You know, I think it's you they don't believe.
Me? Now hear this. $3.99. You get chopped steak, baked potato, and the all-you-can-eat grand buffet.
If you don't believe him, believe me. Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Where people who like to eat, like to eat.
Maybe if you went to speech school or something.
What are you talking about?
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. I guess you saw the new studies. Evidence that life expectancy could be 117 years if we can reduce the quantity of foods we eat and still get the nutrition we need. In this fledgling science of nutrition, we are all learners. But, of course, the best present guideline available is the prescription of our nation's Surgeon General. Rich calcium, low sodium, low fat, rich iron, low sugar, and low calories. Now, at General Mills, we are trying to appear modest, but what the Surgeon General prescribes is all in one serving of whole wheat total. No, the Surgeon General does not endorse specific products, but the 7-guideline good health formula is precisely the formula for whole wheat total. And no other cereal of any kind, foreign or domestic, can make that statement. None other in the world delivers all of these things that are good for you and delicious. Total is a breakfast cereal for grown-ups and or for anybody who wants to grow up strong. For 1 billion Muslims today, this is the end of Ramadan. After a month of modified Islamic fasting, one day dark to dark with no food, no drink, no sex, and then tonight they feast. Way up there in your midday sky, 380 miles up, the billion-dollar Hubble telescope is in proper orbit. The Discovery Space Shuttle is kind of coasting along nearby until they are sure that everything aboard the telescope is working right. Should anything need fixing, the astronauts could take a walk and fix it. The B-2 bomber, the so-called stealth bomber, is an effective weapon, but it is so expensive that literally it is worth its weight in solid gold. So, Defense Secretary Cheney, getting the jump on Congress, says he is willing to reduce the number of requested B-2s from 130 planes to 75. The Pentagon is also proposing cutbacks in C-17 and A-12 programs and a delay in developing the next generation of Air Force fighters. So all of these cutbacks will save you $35 billion. The strong companies are getting stronger. Procter & Gamble earnings last quarter were up 30% over a year ago. The Walt Disney Company reports record quarterly earnings, up 26% from a year ago. All Disney businesses improved. You were lied to last weekend when that Santa Monica hospital said Elizabeth Taylor's illness was not life-threatening. Now we learn she almost died. Elizabeth Taylor is not yet out of the woods. This next is for the ladies at Terry Ann Manufacturing in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. In our Tournament of Roses, you and I have wanted to become the first to be healthily married for 100 years. We may make it, but we're not going to be the first. The Soviet news agency TASS this morning announced the death of Grandma Katyn. She was 121. Her older husband, 124, is still living. They had been married, according to TASS, they had been married for 103 years. More than 200 descendants. Hawaiians better split some tea leaves and petition the fire god Pele. Kilauea's volcano has consumed 2 more homes. Makes 98 to date. The pulse of today's news is dateline Malden, South Carolina. It was a wrong number yesterday. It was a wrong number. Tammy Valco was in a panic to get help. Her baby daughter had stopped breathing, and Tammy was trying desperately to dial. Her husband misdialed. Instead got Lockheed Aeromod. A secretary answered, Sandra McNair. She could hear Tammy crying and pleading for help. Miss McNair, talking quietly, was able to calm the frantic mother. She learned the situation, and then Miss McNair told the mother how to perform CPR. Step by step, she led the mother through the resuscitation procedure until the baby had resumed breathing. Brittany Valco, age 7 months, owes the rest of her life to Sandra McNair, to a young secretary who, on Secretary's Day in 1990, happened to answer a wrong number. Now, page 2. If the grass is always greener on the other side of your fence, maybe you need a green thumb oscillating sprinkler from True Value. This lawn sprinkler covers up to 3,200 square feet, has a 72-position dial that lets you choose the exact watering pattern you want, and the Green Thumb oscillating sprinkler has an exclusive water measuring aqua gauge, brass jets for even coverage, and it's easy to buy with your True Value charge card. By the way, True Value hardware stores also have a garden hose that stays flexible in all kinds of weather. It's the Green Thumb 60-foot vinyl reinforced hose with a 5-inch ID. Tough 4-ply hose with solid brass couplings and a thumb thing for easy on and off connections. A better hose than you could have bought 40 years ago and at less than you would have paid 40 years ago. Now that is True Value. Animal experiments for medical research. Do animals have rights? Which we deny them when we use their bodies for often agonizing experiments. A segment of the medical profession is now convinced that much animal experimenting is outdated, redundant, teaching us nothing that's not already in textbooks. At the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, psychology professor Walter Salinger has been experimenting on cats and kittens. It was explained that he was studying a physical condition, amblyopia, commonly called lazy eye. He and his students have been, I'm sorry, but there's no way around this but to face it. He and his students have been cementing screws into the skulls of live cats, leaving their heads in vices, immobilized for as long as 24 hours with no food and no water available, and they have performed radical eye surgery on some of the cats. In a recent interview with the Charlotte Observer, Professor Salinger admitted that his research is not directed at curing a disease. We further learn that Walter Salinger, University of North Carolina, is neither a surgeon nor a veterinarian, and that these experiments have been continuing under his direction for 18 years. Some of us, with abiding respect for the medical profession, have tried to remain open-minded on the necessity for certain significant laboratory experiments. But situations like this one make it very difficult not to take sides with those categorically opposed. If I may have the attention of Chancellor William Moran, University of North Carolina, Greensboro, respectfully, sir. University of California ophthalmologist Needham Buick is a doctor, has reviewed your university's experiments. He concludes that the work of Mr. Salinger is frivolous and without any redeeming value in either human or veterinary medicine. And lest anybody tries to discredit this one doctor, I have words from others who are doctors labeling those continuing experiments worthless, unethical research and pointless cruelty. Medical related, the American Hospital Association says fewer people were admitted to our nation's hospitals last year than any year since 1973. More outpatient visits, fewer overnight patients. Now, page 3.
You know, I remember the days of the late 70s when no one would come downtown for any reason. Cleveland was on its way downhill. The city went into default, the butt of everyone's jokes. Cleveland is a different place today. From Tower City Center to the North Coast Harbor, we're on a roll. And now there's Gateway, much more than a stadium. There's also an arena, hotels, and commercial redevelopment. It will mean the continued revitalization of our community, create over 11,000 construction jobs, nearly 17,000 good permanent jobs, and best of all, Issue 2 will not increase income taxes, the sales tax, or property taxes. Just a few pennies on a pack of cigarettes and alcoholic beverages. That's what will pay for the gateway to Cleveland's future. It's a great deal for greater Clevelanders. New jobs, new revenues, and new hope for the 21st century. On May 8th, vote yes on Issue 2.
Paid for by the Gateway to the Future Committee. William J. Reedy, Treasurer.
Oak Park, Illinois' Zachary Stamm is one smart boy. How I know is from his grade school teacher. She asked the question, how old would a person be who was born in 1920? She asked the youngsters, how old would a person be if that person was born in 1920? Zachary asked, man or woman? The first major auction of Soviet contemporary art, 105 paintings and 12 drawings, in New York by Habsburg Feldman early next month. Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Marion Barry may face new drug charges, including distribution of cocaine. In Des Moines, Iowa, a woman attorney, Roxanne Conlin, represented a former police officer in a lawsuit against the city, sexual harassment, and she won for her client $10,000. But now she wants the city to pay her legal fees, which she says total $171,000. Sportlight, since baseball's Pete Rose was caught placing bets on clubhouse telephones, baseball commissioner Fay Vincent is keeping track of all calls in and out of the clubhouse. The new Arlington International Race Course will host its summer meet next month, and for the 2,000 available stalls, 3,400 applications. A hole-in-one on the 160-yard 6th hole at Evergreen Course, a hole-in-one by George Hyatt of Kokomo, Indiana, who is 71, and he missed seeing it. George is legally blind. Fullback Earl Farrell of the Phoenix Cardinals has again tested positive for drugs. This time they cut him loose. Shop Talk, America's Funniest Home Videos, is such a hit on the big hit on the ABC network that individual TV stations are now producing their own versions. In Cincinnati, Denver, D.C., elsewhere. Academy of Country Music Awards last night. George Strait is Entertainer of the Year, but a rookie, Clint Black, got 4 trophies. Jazz saxophonist Dexter Gordon is dead, cancer at 67. For Dexter Gordon, the tenor sax was easy. Life was hard. Bert Convy, the popular game show host Bert Convy, went to the hospital in Los Angeles to visit his ailing mother, and while there, he collapsed. We don't yet know from what. Michael Crawford's final appearance in Los Angeles as the Phantom of the Opera will be Sunday, and do you know that a pair of $50 tickets at auction brought $27,000? The St. Louis Sun has said, Ingersoll Publications tried to give St. Louis a second newspaper, but the tabloid Sun lasted only 213 days, not enough subscribers. Newspaper publishers in convention in Los Angeles have been asking themselves whether newspapers can survive in a world where fewer and fewer people are able to read. An increasing number of Americans are functionally illiterate. Page 4, I've been hearing you complain about the generation of rubber stamp look-alike automobiles. But your mental picture of duplicate cars rolling off an automated assembly line needs to be brought up to date. It takes 3 weeks for Buick to handcraft just one Reata Roadster. 3 weeks. This new two-seater is so customized, so technologically sophisticated that it is handcrafted. I mean, every Reata is put together by gifted people who incidentally take an old-fashioned pride in their craftsmanship. This beautiful Buick Reata convertible is more a work of art by artisans. And like all beautiful things, it's rare. Only 2,000 Reatas will be handcrafted this model year. Only 2,000 people in the world will be able to possess this truly unique automobile. If you'd like to be one of them, may I recommend that you see your Buick dealer real soon. Spring is almost with us, and top-down days are a-coming, and there's a very special Buick built for two, Reata. While Moscow tries to nudge Lithuania back into the family of Soviet republics, Republican President Bush will not play hardball, and Democrat House Speaker Tom Foley agrees with the president. Priorities dictate prudence. If Texas should vote itself independent from the United States, we would certainly not tolerate Moscow feeding and financing and fortifying Texas. Last night in Toronto, a power transformer exploded. During the hours electricity was out, there was total chaos. No traffic lights, gridlock, subway train stalled, shopping stopped except for looting. 98,000 homes and 10,000 businesses were dark. For what it's worth, Department here's from Sacramento, California. Women on the Sacramento City Council are demanding a new name for manhole. They don't like the name manhole. And most of the members of the City Council in Sacramento are women. So there will be no further argument. Sacramento is going to have to stop giggling and rename their manholes. Something else, something generic, neither male nor female. So far, the women of the City Council are favoring the phrase person access chamber. And Ed Norton, no giggling from you either. Paul Harvey, good day.
Cleveland's Country